Hi, neben mir steht Andrea. Hi Andrea.
Hi David.
Und hinter uns steht Andreas wunderschöner Lexus IS 200. Aber weil Andreas Deutsch ungefähr so gut ist wie mein Italienisch, machen wir das Ganze heute mal auf Englisch, treffen uns sozusagen in der Mitte und untertiteln das ganze Video. What made you choose a Lexus to become your track tool when everyone around is clearly driving BMWs?
Yeah, all the people around run BMW, but I choose the Lexus in the beginning because I read the spec on the paper of this car and it's much better than a BMW. You need to consider this car is from the 1998, the project, in the same period of a BMW E46. But if we put the both car on the lift, we can see many differences, especially in the kinematics. The main difference of this car compared to the BMW is the system of the suspension.
Okay.
The car in front has a double wishbone. It's a system used normally from a Lotus, from a Ferrari, from an expensive and fast car, I mean, like a supercar. And multi-link in the back.
Okay, so it is closely related to a double wishbone suspension in the back as well.
Also in the back. When compared to a BMW, the E36, E46 use a common MacPherson in front, and in the back they use like a multi-link, but it's a bit old system compared to this car. Because you have a better adjustment, you can be more precise when you do the setup, and the car has a better handling. This is why I think this car has a more potential than a BMW.
Okay. So the kinematics and everything is way more sophisticated.
Exactly, like this you can have a good camber also in the turning point.
Yeah.
You can have the car so more predictable. In any part of the turning, the car is easy to drive. I mean, it's explain everything to you and get car more comfortable.
Yeah, it's very communicative.
Yeah.
And it sounds awesome, man. You said you changed the bushings
Correct.
from rubber to uniball.
Uniball, correct.
Are the arms still OEM part or are they changed as well?
Some arms I modify myself. I remove the bushing and I made like an housing and put the uniball inside because it was not available in the market.
Okay.
Some arms, what you said, I changed it completely with racing arms. Like Hard Race made some arms for this car, but not all. You need to know in the double wishbone system, you cannot increase the camber from the top mount, but you need to increase the camber from the upper arms. And now I have the upper arms adjustable. Like this, I can decide how much camber I would like to run. I would like to have. We increase the caster in the front to get the car more stable. And in the back, we make the rear axle stiff as possible. We change all the rubber bushing to aluminum bushing. Like this, the car has more response. The feeling is much better. Of course, we increase a bit the vibration.
Yeah, noise, vibration, and harshness is not priority number one when you build a race car.
And we run with a KW suspension two-way competition.
Okay.
It's a custom suspension because in the catalog you cannot find for this car, but we spoke with KW and we get one completely custom.
All right, cool. The car feels super planted, man. Takes all the imperfections so well, and it gives you really lots and lots of confidence.
Exactly, this is the secret of the chassis.
And the damping is so good, man. So plush. You can really lean on the grip. So it sounds way quicker than it actually is. It certainly feels quicker than it is because of all the atmosphere in the car and the sound and the vibe. But, I mean, that's all you want. Since we're not professional race car drivers, it just has to feel quick and make you smile. That's all it needs to do, and it certainly does that.
Ganz kurze Werbeunterbrechung. Das Video wird nämlich gesponsert und zwar von Insta360. Die haben uns die Insta360 Go 3 zur Verfügung gestellt und mich darum gebeten, ein paar meiner Eindrücke ganz kurz mit euch zu teilen. Da habe ich gesagt, klar, mache ich gerne, finde ich auch nur fair, denn schon die Go 2 hat mir sehr dabei geholfen, richtig coole Point-of-View-Aufnahmen für euch, vor allen Dingen onboard zu machen, und das wird die Go 3 jetzt noch viel mehr tun. Dafür knalle ich mir das Ding immer hier in die mitgelieferte Helmhalterung. Dann kann ich damit sehr, sehr coole wackelfreie Onboard-Aufnahmen für euch machen, denn die Stabilisierung der Kamera ist sehr gut. Sie ist an sich schon magnetisch, das heißt, ihr könntet sie euch hier zum Beispiel ans Dach dran pappen und euch dabei zugucken, wie ihr hier so die Gänge durchreist. Dann könntet ihr eure Instrumente damit filmen oder ihr könntet euch ganz Walter Röhrl-esk hier das ganze Ding in den Fußraum kleben und euch ein bisschen beim Pedalballett zugucken. Mit dem Ding, so klein wie es jetzt hier ist, könnt ihr bis zu 45 Minuten aufnehmen, also mehr als eine Runde Nordschleife. Das ist sehr, sehr gut für mich. Falls der Akku von der kleinen Cam dann doch irgendwann mal leer ist, dann könnt ihr das Ding hier einfach in den HomePod sozusagen einparken und dann wird die kleine Kamera hier schon geladen, denn hier ist ein Akku drin und hier ist ein Akku drin. Und so wie es jetzt ist, könnt ihr die ganze Einheit auch verwenden wie eine ganz normale Action-Cam. Dann wird sie hier hinten, ich mache sie mal an, über ein kleines Touch-Display eingestellt. Ihr seht dann auch, was die Kamera hier filmt. Und ihr könnt dieses Touch-Display auch hier umklappen, dann könnt ihr damit vloggen. Und das Allercoolste ist, ihr könnt die Kamera hier rausholen und seht auf diesem Display trotzdem noch, was die Kamera filmt. Finde ich total cool, weil es mir sehr dabei hilft, mal zu checken, wie mein Framing ist, ob die Kamera noch so grob in die richtige Richtung zeigt, wenn ich sie zum Beispiel am Helm habe. Obwohl ich da eigentlich gar nicht so viel Schiss haben muss und auch gar nicht so viel kontrollieren muss, denn ihr könnt mit dieser Kamera im sogenannten Free-Frame-Videomodus filmen. Und dann nimmt die Kamera sozusagen das größtmögliche Bild auf, das der Sensor abbilden kann. Dann kriegt ihr erstmal so einen runden Bildausschnitt. Das Material könnt ihr dann einspeisen in die Insta360 Mobile App oder die Insta360 Desktop App. Und dann könnt ihr aus diesem Material mit dem runden Bildausschnitt sowohl hochformatigen als auch querformatigen Content rausrendern. Super cool, falls ihr das Zeug verwenden wollt, zum Beispiel wie ich, für Instagram und TikTok, aber eben auch für YouTube. Und dann gibt es auch noch dieses Ding. Das ist so ein Umhängemagnet. Ja, okay, ihr werdet wahrscheinlich verstehen, wie es funktioniert. Ich muss mich jetzt hier nicht komplett zum Affen machen. Obwohl, naja, ist auch eh schon zu spät eigentlich jetzt, ne? Dann könnt ihr euch das Ding hier so unter die Klamotten runterhängen und dann einfach... Habt ihr wahrscheinlich auch schon gesehen beim Rundgang jetzt gerade. Also ihr seht schon, eurer Kreativität sind keine Grenzen gesetzt. Bis zum 28. Dezember läuft übrigens ein Sale bei Insta360, bei dem ihr ganz gut sparen könnt. Einen Link dazu findet ihr in der Videobeschreibung und jetzt geht's weiter. So, how much does the whole car weigh now?
Now the car is almost 1,100. If we speak with a half tank of fuel, I think it was like 1,190. Suppose when the tank is empty.
Yeah.
150, 1,150.
And how much did it weigh originally?
The car from stock is like 1,350, included also the safe tool in the back. I mean, with interior. I think it's quite lighter for a type of the car. I mean, car is not smaller, yeah, it's quite lighter. But the main problem of the Lexus IS200 is the engine. It's too small. Is not so powerful, and of course the BMW has more choice.
Yeah.
You can choose many engine, but if we speak just about the chassis and the suspension, kinematic and everything, the car is more than i46 is more better the Lexus. And I love the car, I love the chassis. I think I want to say every time to my friend, I think it's the chassis of God.
You gotta love the Nordschleife for these cars, man. It's just so awesome that you can just casually take a lap with all these amazing cars on this amazing track, man. It's just, honestly, for me, the best place on earth.
So, here we have the original engine of the car. This is a 6-cylinder NA 2-liter benzene engine from Lexus.
Okay.
Cast iron block. It's quite heavy, the engine.
Yeah.
This is the main problem of the car. This car made 155, 160 horsepower. Depends about the market. The only modify I did in the engine is the flywheel, because original has a double mass flywheel, and it's very, very heavy.
Okay.
When you put the light flywheel, you also see more better response from the throttle pedal.
Yeah.
And also when you change the gear, it's much better. This is the main modifier I recommend. Unfortunately, in the market, in the worldwide market, is not available any modifier for this engine. Only supercharged, only turbo, but nothing about camshaft, about a good exhaust manifold.
Okay.
There is nothing, honestly. The exhaust is original, except the muffler. It's like a cheap muffler from eBay,
Okay.
just to make a bit of sound, but I mean, the rest of the exhaust system is original.
Okay.
Even the exhaust manifold are original.
Okay.
Just the filter was KN filter, but
Yeah.
it's just for the sound. The rest is original, even the radiator. I don't run even the aluminum radiator because for the engine and the temperature in the Nordschleife is still correct.
Okay.
It's very reliable engine. I never had issues, not even a Asian coil, not even something about electric issues.
Cool.
It's good quality, but the main problem, what I saw, there is no power at all. When you drive a car like that, you need to drive like to be a bit maniac. I mean, you need to try to arrive close to the limit if you want to enjoy the car.
Yeah, but then it fits you. If you have to be a bit lunatic to drive the car fast,
Exactly.
it's exactly your car, man.
Exactly, I love it. But the plan maybe for the next year is to put another engine. The idea is to put another engine, but
Okay.
this is another story. I plan for the next year to change the engine.
Yeah, beams, right?
Exactly, the 4-cylinder 2-liter NA from
the
Toyota.
Altezza.
Genau, exactly. The same car in Japan was sold with the 3SG beams.
Yeah.
Is the most powerful engine from Beams family of the engine, and it's produced 210 more or less horsepower. Especially very good head and big valves and timing. Variable timing valve in both of camshaft, I mean inlet and exhaust, and a titanium valve.
So then this car is seriously quick because it gets way more powerful
Yeah,
and way lighter in the front.
exactly. We just lost a bit of torque compared to the 3-liter from BMW, but the car is gonna be more lighter,
Yeah.
better weight distribution, and yes, we can try to make screaming the engine until the 8,500 RPM. Exactly.
And they're still reliable.
Exactly. The blocking is in cast iron. The engine is good. I mean, it's not a K20, but he has a good potential.
Yeah.
Gearbox is still original?
The gearbox of the car is the 6-speed, still original. The only modifier about the transmission is the final gear. It's a bit shorter.
Ah.
When you don't have a lot of power, the only way is to reduce the gear.
Yeah. And sometimes to loosen a screw in your head. But that was never a problem with you.
Exactly. The car now has LSD 1.5 way Cusco differential with the clutch plates inside, and I also increase the position of the differential more higher. I put the differential higher as possible in the rear axle.
Yeah, so you compensate for the height adjustment. In this way you make the drive shafts last and the differential last longer.
Exactly, yes.
Because
Correct.
otherwise they sit in an unnatural position.
Correct.
They get pressurized a lot. And this way it will shorten the lifespan of everything. So yeah, the longevity is just enhanced.
Exactly, correct.
The gearbox, you have to be precise with it. You cannot rush it too much. It's already a short shifter in here, right?
Yes, but I think the plan is to buy like an CIA.
Yeah, but do they have one in the portfolio already?
No, they don't make it.
So you have to make one fit.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it can be a bit tricky to find the right gear. But I mean, I drive the car for the second lap now, so yeah.
But for sure, also, I need to change the gearbox mount because they are still original to reduce the movement of the gearbox during the corner. I remember 2 very bad misshifts and the car still running. Probably the mechanically is able to run around 8,000 RPM. It's very nice to listen a 6-cylinder run 8,000 RPM.
Yeah.
Fucking nice.
Just not unintentionally.
Exactly. Especially in the front, I put the big caliper from the Lexus LS400. It's like the Mercedes S-Class from Lexus.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
the biggest car. Yeah. And only with that modifier, you will save more or less 5 or 6 kilo.
All right.
Compared to the original
Okay.
caliper. Yes.
Interesting. Even though it's a bigger caliper in
Correct.
size.
Yes, but it's lighter because original is in steel.
Cast iron?
Cast iron, correct.
And this one is aluminum?
Aluminium, correct.
Okay, aluminium, sorry.
It's not plug and play, but easy to install.
Right.
I think a normal mechanic is able to install.
Okay. And is it an expensive upgrade or is it?
More or less was 600 euro.
Okay, that's not too much.
Yeah, I bought the caliper in USA, directly new from the Lexus dealer. It was not even necessary to refurbish it. I just put it directly and that's it. Okay, in front we run with the endless path, front and back.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to use endless because they are a bit expensive, but they last very long.
Yeah.
The ABS is original,
Yeah.
still 4-channel. The master cylinder, David, is original, even if I put the big caliper.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something in my mind. I would like to change it maybe with a better one from maybe the Lexus SC 430, the coupe one. But I cannot say nothing bad. The response of the pedal is quite good. I like it, honestly.
The brake has a lot of bite right at the top of the pedal already. So you don't have to press hard
Yeah,
to have sufficient braking.
I think the brake is something still good in the car, but my plan for the next season is maybe to swap a brake system in front, like from Megane 4,
Yeah,
a bit bigger maybe, and
Yeah.
try to run with a bit less aggressive pads,
okay.
because it's not necessary to brake too much. I mean, Nordschleife I know is a fast track, but honestly the point where you need to brake hard is only 2 or 3 points. The rest you can just move to the brake. We're gonna see, but from now I think the brake for me it's okay. The wheel are Autech square size 17x9, and I run with the Nankan AR1 235/40/17 tire,
Okay.
square. It's quite huge. I test many dimensions, and I think this one is the correct size.
Okay.
I install a spoiler from Burkhardt.
Yeah.
This is the common spoiler they use. I think M2 or M3 E92.
Okay.
It's a common carbon spoiler, but for the power of the car made now, it's quite, I would like to say it's quite useless, because this spoiler start to work in very high speed.
Yeah.
This is the problem. And with this car, we don't reach a lot of high speed, just in some points like a Schwedenkreuz or Flugplatz or Fuchsrohre. It's help a bit to keep the rear more stable,
Yeah.
but it's something more trust in myself to stay on the gas,
Okay.
because you feel it, you think the car is more stable in the back, but
Yeah.
I didn't feel too much. I mean,
Yeah.
I put it especially because I like the
Yeah.
look.
And even if it just makes you more comfortable,
Yeah, exactly.
even if it's just in your head,
Exactly.
it's all good,
Yeah.
right?
Only the bonnet you can see in silver, because I was running with the fiberglass bonnet.
Yeah.
Paint also that one in white. But now I sent to the paint shop because he has some stone chip and need to be fixed, need
Okay.
to be repaired.
Let's check the interior for a bit, because this is very much a highlight of the car, I think, right?
Exactly. The first thing you can see is the door. The door are completely cut inside to get the door lighter as possible.
Still metal,
Still
everything,
metal.
OEM fitment. I
Exactly.
think that's very nice, because a lot of people don't realize even if you like buy fiberglass or carbon fiber parts, they don't necessarily fit like the OEM parts. do.
Exactly. For sure, the OEM parts, they fit more perfectly. They
Yeah.
match perfectly with
Yeah.
the chassis. But I decided to cut the original door because it was the cheapest way to add the weight reduction.
Yeah.
With the door cut, I save like 36 kilo.
Pwah!
36 kilo.
You took 36 kilos
In total,
out of the cars.
Exactly.
Out of the door,
Out
sorry.
of the door, exactly. Because we have Macron windows, chop the interior. Also, the protection bar is removed. The door lose a bit quite the stiffness.
Yeah.
But now it's not necessary in a car like that, because the car has a roll cage, a complete
yeah.
roll cage,
Yeah.
8-point roll cage,
Welded in.
welded in, completed welding, from the rear dome to the front dome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maximum rigidity.
Maximum
torsional
rigidity as possible.
So the interior, I think, is one of the many highlights of this car because it's so clean. Everything is so tidy. There's no cables flopping around. Everything is closed with carbon fiber panels. It looks so good. You can just tell by looking at it how much passion you put into it. I love it.
I spent a lot of time to make the nice as possible, the interior. The idea was to have the position of the seats lower as possible.
Yeah.
The center of gravity lower as possible and more to the back, in the middle of the axles. And when I put the seats in the position, I realized it was necessary to move the tacho more lower because it was not possible to see from the position.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
You can see the small aluminum spaces.
Yes, when I did the tacho, I also put some spacer between the dashboard structure and the steering column to make the steering wheel more lower.
Yeah.
In the correct position for my driving style.
It looks super cool. And you sit behind the B pillar.
Correct.
So,
yes,
I mean,
exactly.
it's like the old DTM cars.
Exactly. The idea
Super
was
cool.
like that, to have the back position as possible.
Straight away you feel so planted in the car
Yeah.
because you sit so low and so far back, you feel everything the car is doing around you. That's cool. You can immediately feel the car has so much more potential in everything you do, but acceleration. No, but honestly, especially when you're starting out, I feel the base of the car is so good because the chassis is so good. The suspension geometry is, let's face it, miles better than an E36, probably even better than an E46, right? And it's not too powerful, so you have to use the car's momentum and really learn driving to be quick. So
Yeah.
I think it's super good to start out with.
Exactly.
Thank you so very much, man.
No,
Was a
it's good,
pleasure.
very good.
Was a pleasure to drive
I
the
was
car.
thinking to speak too much, but I didn't know if it was like
No,
an interview.
no, you're welcome,
Yeah.
man.
I just want to go to the toilet.